Hi, and this is Bonnie with TLC Inspirations, and today I'm going to be doing some tea towels, and I'm going to be using Embrilliance Embroidery software to help with my design. I have 100% cotton tea towels. You can find the link below for both the embroidery software and the tea towels. So to get started, I'm opening my Embrilliance and opening my design using the Embrilliance thumbnailer so I can easily find my design. And so there's the design that I've chosen, which is a butterfly. And I can tell you right off the bat I don't like the black outline. So I'm going to change that. And the way that I do that with Embrilliance, I'm going to go up here and find my wing component, click on my design, and it opens up all the separate components. And here's the wings, so I'll highlight that, and then I'm going to go below and choose the color, which is currently black, and I want to change it. It'll bring up my choices for the type of thread that I want and the color. I'm using Embroider Embroidery, and I'm going to go with a brownish orange, and I think that will add some more color to it. So I'll go back to my design, and I like that much better. So we'll stick with that. And I'm going to leave it like that. Now you can see that I can manipulate my design. This is the enthusiast component of Embrilliance. That gives us some options. We can do instant repeat. You can set it for how many repeats and how far apart in your spacing. But that's not really what I want. It's a great feature, and you can stagger the rows, but it's not going to work for me on this project. I just kind of want to give you a glimpse of some of the features that Enthusiast has before I move on to what I'm going to do. Another one is mirroring the image. So we can mirror it in this fashion, and again, horizontal and vertical adjustments and angle adjustments. When you choose the angle adjustments, it will do all four of them, rotating them uniformly. So that's also another nice feature. There's also carousel and scatter. And excuse me. Some of these would work great for a different type of design. This is the scatter design. It will randomly size them and scatter them in random patterns. You can control the settings. I have a paisley that some of these options would work great on. But for the butterfly, I'm just going to do a simple copy and paste. I want 3 butterflies, so I'm going to copy and paste twice. So I'm going to go up here and select copy and paste, and then I'm going to just, it will put it right on top of the existing one, so then you just have to drag it off. And you can see that I can size him and turn him any way that I want and put him wherever I want. And now I'm going to copy and paste a third one. And bring it down. And now doing it this way, I can individually manipulate each butterfly to whatever size, whatever angle, whatever position that I want. I can also use Embrilliance to group them all together into one design if I choose to. But I'm just going to play around with these guys and get them positioned exactly the way I want them. I will continue to manipulate until they're visually appealing to me, since I'm the one that's working with the design. I'm the one that I need to please at this particular time. And you know, this just gives you an idea of some of the things that you could do with Embrilliance. And if you're interested in giving it a try, if you don't already have it, you can find the link in our description. I've been really happy with it. Like I say, the scatter and the carousel and some of those, you would have to get the enthusiast, at least the enthusiast. Some of these options are in Stitch Artist 1. If you go follow the link, it will explain to you what the different levels offer. And I think I've just about got these guys the way I want them. Now, the other thing is the color sorting. You can see that there are numerous color stops, and some of these stops are repeating the same color. We want to cut that back, so we're going to go to Utility and click Color Sort. And we're going to select that and save it. This will cut down the number of times that your machine stops for changing your thread colors. And so that's another good option with this software. So I'm going to save it in my embroidery files, and I'm going to add the word sort to my title so that I know that it's a file that I've done the color sorting on. And then I'm going to save it. And now I'm going to delete my original design. Don't want to save it. And then I'm going to open my file and go grab the one that I just color sorted and saved. And there it is. And so you can see that we've cut way back on our thread changes, color changes, which is always a good thing because I hate stopping and having to change my thread every 10 seconds. So this makes it much easier, and I appreciate that feature very much. So now we're ready to go to part 2, which is actually putting the design on the tea towel. So I've got my embroidery hoop and my 100% cotton tea towels, which there's a link below showing you where I purchased the towels for this video. So first thing I'm going to do is find the bottom edge of my towel, and I'm going to fold it in half to find the center point at the bottom. I'm going to use a disappearing ink pen to mark that spot. And then we're going to lay it on my cutting board so I can lay it nice and straight. And I have my center part marked either with a pen or a pencil or a pin, excuse me. And then I'm going to lay my grid, my embroidery grid on here, line it up with my mark, and figure out exactly where I want my design placed. And my machine only does a 4x4 stitching area. So I want to place my design, I don't know, probably about 2 inches, 2.5 inches from the bottom edge of my towel. Your placement as to how high up you want it will depend on how large your design is and how much space it's going to take up. So I'm lining this up now for probably about 2 inches. And I've also laid the edge of my towel on my cutting board, laying it straight with some of the grids so that I make sure my towel is straight and my hem is straight. I can also see the grid, you know, through my towel, so I can use that to kind of make sure that my embroidery grid is straight before I make my markings. I'm going to use the little holes in my embroidery grid to mark for my hooping. So I've got a top one, a center one, a bottom one, and one on each side. I'm going to use my marker to mark those 5 points so that when I hoop my fabric, if I have all of those lined up inside my hoop, then my design should be placed where I want it, since the machine will start stitching in the center. Now, the next thing is our stabilizer. And the type of stabilizer that I recommend is either Vilene wash away or a tearaway wash away. And you will need some temporary spray adhesive to spray on the back side of your towel where your embroidery hoop's going to go, and then place your stabilizer on that area. And then you are ready to place it in your hoop. And you want to, this is the type of spray that I used, 505 temporary. So now you're ready to get ready to stitch, and you want to make sure that you're all lined up with your marks that you made with your grid, 5 points, and then take it over to your machine and let it stitch out. And it's going to stitch out according to the color sort. So it starts with the first color and it'll work its way through. So while it's doing that, I just want to remind you that the links for the cotton, 100% cotton towels are in our description, and so is the link for the embroidery software by Embrilliance. Again, you can find out about the different levels of expertise on that at the website. When it's done stitching, you're going to want to remove your stabilizer. So you just tear it away down to a minimal amount, and then you don't really need to worry about the rest of it. It's going to come off in the laundry, or you can rinse it off and then let it dry, since it's water soluble. So that's what makes it nice and easy. Just let the laundry take care of it. So that concludes our video on tea towels, and thank you very much for watching.